Welcome to Ask a Lawyer with Kurt Holzer of Hepworth Holzer, life-changing law in Boise, Idaho. Kurt is a past recipient of the Idaho Trial Lawyer of the Year and has a perfect 10 rating from AVO. Each week, Kurt answers your questions about the law and how it affects you.
Kurt, I was just hit by an 18-wheeler. What do I need to do?
Get evaluated by a medical provider. 18-wheeler semi-trucks are, they can be 100,000 pounds of rolling death. That's what I call them. I've seen some horrendous situations arising from these trucks that have been operated inappropriately. The first thing you need to do after your medical care is get yourself an experienced commercial trucking injury attorney, because these are not simply car wrecks.
What should I look for in hiring a truck accident lawyer?
Well, what's the key to being a truck accident lawyer? As an experienced truck accident attorney, I'd say it's understanding the federal code, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Act, understanding the appropriate special rules that apply to those cases, and understanding how the industry works, the whole trucking industry. Having an understanding of these unique areas is what you want a truck accident lawyer to have, that unique understanding that will allow them to fully develop your case and make sure that you can get full recovery for the damages in your case, the damages that you suffered from one of these. They're horrific collisions caused by these vehicles.
What are some of the common causes of truck accidents?
Sure. We see in some ways, sometimes common causes of truck accidents are the same as for any car collision. They can be simply speeding or inattention by a driver. We also see some things that are much different. Drivers on over-the-road trucks, long-haul trucks often are paid by the mile, meaning they want to make those miles and they want to not sleep. Right, so they're being driven by the system that they're operating within to continually put in more and more miles, and because of that, they end up causing crashes. They go to sleep. You see these on the news at times. These folks, these drivers who just drive off the road. So we see that one with some frequency as drivers who are fatigued is the basic term we use. It's trucker fatigue cases. We see health issues in drivers often. It can be an unhealthy lifestyle if they let it be. So what you have are people with sleep apnea or who don't really get rest. And they also have issues of inability to pay attention to what's going on. And, like I said, you see ordinary speed issues involved with these folks. These days, we're starting to see distracted driving issues too. Just like, again, with cars, truckers have long had CVs that they're talking to, but now they're looking at their cell phones, and there's even starting to be more and more technology in the cab that will distract them from the roadway. And it only takes a couple of seconds for one of these tragedies to occur.
So you've talked a little bit about it, but what's the difference between a truck accident case and a car wreck case?
Sure. I think the issues are the scope of the investigation for the truck accident case is much broader. There can be issues of responsibility, not just for the driver, but for the company independently, for how it managed the driver, how it trained the driver, how it maintained the vehicle, how it assigned a particular driver, or how it hired the owner-operator to carry that particular load. You have those issues. You also have issues where the brokers in the industry create risks to the motoring public by the way they operate the brokerages and assign the work or are willing to let loads go to particular drivers or owner operators. So there's a much broader investigation and the investigation of the vehicle itself, the maintenance of the vehicle, the operational safety of the vehicle, those components of it as well make investigating one of these incidents a substantially more complex issue than quote, a mere car accident.
So what's it going to cost to hire you?
Well, we do these cases, and most lawyers who are any good at these do these cases on what we call a contingency fee basis. Contingency fee is the, no fee unless you prevail, unless we recover money for you. The amount of time, effort, and energy that a lawyer has to put into doing the investigation, to incurring the costs of the professionals to look at the black box on the truck, or to do the litigation, what we call the discovery, take depositions and write written questions and get answers from the lawyers of the company. To do all that work, it's frankly outrageously expensive. And ordinary people can't afford, if you said, hey, write me a check for each hour I work, which is how many lawyers work for businesses. So for people, we do it on a contingency fee where we essentially become partners with you. And if we recover money for you, you share that money with us. And that's the way we work together to make your life better and to help you recover, your damages to get back to your ordinary life. Because that's, the reality is the best claim for a person is the smallest claim. It's the claim with the least value because it means your injury is the smallest. But on these tragic big injury cases, the time, effort, energy that has to be put into it to take care of you is very substantial. And this is the way that you can access an attorney, is through this contingency fee system.
Thanks for listening to Ask a Lawyer with Kurt Holzer at Hepworth Holzer, life-changing law in Boise, Idaho. Join us next time as Kurt answers your questions about the law and how it affects you. Attorney Holzer can be reached at 208-343-7510. His website is hepworthholzer.com.